Hello everyone. In this question, we will find the right equation that represent a certain situation in the real life problem. And to do this, let's follow this question. In this question, a taxi fare has a fixed charge 1.75. So all the time, when we are talking about like the fixed value, especially when we are talking about the equation, so the fixed value, which is in this case 1.75, of course here in this example $175. So we can start with this, and additional charge which is $0.45 per mile. When we are saying like $0.45 each mile, we can translate this in math. Okay, in this example or in this question, you can see that the question is asking you to represent m as mile, so we can write this sentence like this mathematically: 0.45 times m. Now a fare for M files is charging $13.9. So the car is moving, or the taxi moving certain miles. We don't know how much mile this taxi move, but we know that the taxi is moving. Okay, so the taxi is moving certain miles, M miles, which is appear here, and in this case we can say that all the cost is $13.9. That's mean if the cost is $13.9, so the fixed charge we can start with 1.75, add to $0.45 for each mile, all that will give you like $13.9. So this is the equation that we have. So let's start with the option which is represent the right answer. I can see that this option B is the right option because the fixed start with 1.75, 0.45 for each mile, and the total charge is 13.9. I expect that to be the right answer. That is correct. So now what's about the first option? Okay, let us now try to figure out the okay, what's about the first option? We can see the first option exactly in this situation. Like we have in this situation 1.75. Okay, I'm talking about this option, which is like 1.75 multiplied by 13.9 added to m equal 1. Now we can use the distributive property like this. So for example, 1.75 multiplied by 13.9, okay, then add to, you can see that this is like 1.75 multiplied by m, all that equal to 1. And it's clear, it's very clear in this example that here the taxi is charging $1.75 each mile, and this is absolutely not right because the question is saying 0.445 for each mile. So that's an evidence, a good evidence that A is not right. Now what's about C? In C, you can see that We have 1.75 M, the same problem, that here the taxi is charging 1.75 each mile, so it is not the right answer. The last option, which is D, we can now use the same strategy to find the answer. So let's start with D like this. So we can see like 0.45 plus 11.2, okay, equal 1.75. We can we have here M outside, so we can use the distributive property like this. So 11.2 M plus 0.45 M equal 1.75. Here we have 11 let me try this. So we have like 11. So we can say like 11.2 plus 0.45. In this case 0 plus 5, which is 5, 2 plus 4, which is 6. Now 1 plus 0, which is 1, 1 plus 0, here again 0, 1. So 11.65 M equal 1.75. It seems like here that each mile the taxi will charge 11.65, and this is exactly not the case as the question is how the question start. We can say this, the question start by charging 1.75, so it is not the right charging 1.75 as a fix, but charging 0.45 per mile, not more than that. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hope to see you more in more videos and to make the math more and more funny and easy.